Hello and welcome to Patched. I'm your host, Paul James. Today I'm joined by Matto Phillips. How are you, mate? Or Phil.
Again.
As I should
Phil.
refer to you.
Call me Phil.
It means nothing to anyone but really the two of us, but...
My name is Phil.
My name is Phil. It's just not quite the whole Jeff thing, but it's all right. It's Patched Updates time. Damo's still not with us. We're not even going to slap a date on that anymore.
Still battling the bad cases of the internets.
Yeah, it's... Damo's back when he comes back. He plans to come back. There's nothing sus going on in the background. He's just internet in his new place is shithouse. So
he's just stuck in 1998 at the moment.
Yeah.
By the sounds of things.
Look at you hanging shit on people with dodgy internet. It must feel good now, right?
It does. I feel like a normal person now.
Yeah. So it's Patched Updates time. We talk about all the games we've been playing, and we've got a few. We might, regardless of which of us kind of kick things off, we'll start by talking about Death's Door very, very briefly, because last episode of the core show Patched, we alluded to the fact that there was another episode coming later in the day, and it did, and that was our kind of review discussion that we did for Death's Door, where we chatted for about 35 minutes about the game, really praising it, and I threw Game of the Year around, and we all had a great time.
We did.
Doug and Jaden said that you can review games going forward, so that's awesome. Doug, Jaden, if you're listening, it's not too late to change your mind. Cut this guy off.
It's never too late. It's never too late to say no.
But they said yes, so who knows when something comes along in the future.
They said no to Phil. They said no to Phil, so it's okay.
Yeah, true.
Only Phil.
Yeah, only Phil. Phil's screwed.
Only Phil.
So outside of Death's Door, which you've gotten 100% on.
Yes.
Maybe quickly touch on that one.
100%.
You got the 100%. Grueling, another 4 or 5 hours.
It's nothing special. Just casually roaming around, finding all the things you need.
Was it difficult at any point, like any of that extra stuff?
Yes. And it's sort of hard to Google anything because there is no help whatsoever.
Welcome to the reviewer's life. It's shocking.
I felt like a kid again. Just nothing.
Smashing your head against a wall.
No, not really. I was just scratching my head. I got bored and then just started reading all the things you collect.
Yep.
On the way, yeah, I started reading all of them and then realised that some of them have a use in the game, which I never knew.
Yeah, right.
I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, shit, this changes everything.
And then
that kind of that life of not being able to have that, I don't know, whether it's the old school book next to you that's a big guide or the internet to help you out, whatever it is. It kind of sucks when that's taken away from you, and if you're in that kind of reviewing climate where you're playing it before the release or even just on release and no one, this information's not out there yet.
Well, there was. Someone just showed a picture and said, there it is. I'm going, that doesn't help me at all. You just showed me a picture of an item that I have no idea where it is. Thanks.
Yeah,
no description whatsoever.
I guess your experience there kind of... So I haven't gone for the 100% on that yet. I think I'll probably wait for the fact that the game's inevitably going to come to PlayStation, and then I'll go and chase down the 100% and the plat when the time comes. But it segues kind of over to one of my other games, which is embargoed, and I can't talk about the game in any specifics whatsoever.
Hang on. So you're going to try and platinum it and play the entire game with an umbrella, if that achievement's still...
Oh, shit. Yeah, right, I heard about that.
Good luck with that.
I will do what needs to be done. It just means it's double the number of hits.
Jeez. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. But yeah, that whole thing, the pre-release status and not knowing where to find certain things and all that, especially when you're chasing down collectibles, I guess links to one of the embargo games that I can't talk about in any specifics. I can outline that I'm playing it simply because the embargo restrictions didn't say anything about me hiding my trophies, so the world can just check my PSN and go, oh, that's the game. Trigger Witch from Rainbite. They've done Reverie in the past. Friend of the show, John O'Peck, is the writer for as well as a few other bits and pieces, but worked on the game. And yeah, I can't talk about the game in any specifics because that is embargoed. But that whole experience, the pre-launch thing, not having guides or any of those YouTube walkthroughs or whatever, like I finished the game. I was chasing down collectibles for the platinum, I guess similar to what you were doing, but chasing down your 100%. And there was just like one or two I couldn't find. And thankfully in that case, I at least had Jono to reach out to him like, hey mate, where do I find this? And then he's like sending me screenshots from his game where he was going to get. I'm like, sweet, awesome, I can do that. Like that was my way through. But otherwise, the exact same situation. Like, shit, what do I do here? But that's enough about Trigger Witch. I'll talk about that next month when I'm actually allowed to. We touched on Death's Door. Matto, you want to kick things off with the rest of your list? Because you said you have quite a few. I think 7 in total.
Well, 6 now, since we've talked about Death's
Door's the other
Door.
way.
But we'll start from the beginning of last month, where I was continuing to play Mass Effect 3.
Yep.
So I was close to finishing that. And you know when you think, we always talked about how bad the ending is to Mass Effect 3, and you might just think, maybe we're overthinking it way too much. No.
It's still bad?
Sucked. It sucks. Like, I really wish I just went, you go to the elusive man's little ship, kill the guy, and I should have just ended it there.
So that throws me off because I was expecting to see, after the launch of the game, those sort of articles that are, it's the edgelords at Kotaku or whatever that are kind of going, Mass Effect 3, the ending's still as shit as you remember it. And I hadn't seen any of those articles, so I thought, maybe it is just perspective and people being able to come back on it. But thank you for confirming the ending still.
Oh, that still sucked.
Okay, that's a shame.
I decided just to pick the worst ending out of them all and just said, no, I'm not picking any of those options.
Oh, because there was like the fourth one we can just kind of
The
walk
fourth
away.
one, I was like, nah, I'm not doing any of them because they're all stupid.
What actually happened? Should we... Spoilers, everyone, for the next minute or so.
Okay.
What happens when you walk away?
One, it's been there for 10 years, so let's just compare. But if you do walk away, all there is just a message by Liara that's underground giving you the schematics of the Crucible.
Yeah, right.
And that's it.
Oh.
Just as disappointing as the rest of the endings.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Either way.
In spoilers, everyone. We're done. If you're watching the video version,
no matter what you like so no matter what you do, it still sucks. It still sucks. So all four options, shit.
That's a shame.
And then
I can't wait to go and play the collection though. Like it's sitting there, it's installed, it's ready to go. Just too many other new releases.
Okay, just remember when you
priority.
get to 3, when you're finished on the elusive man ship, just stop there.
Just turn it off. No, I'll be chasing the platinum because I've heard the platinum across all 3 games is actually pretty easy. So,
oh well, it's going to be the most disappointing platinum. My name is Mayo. Would look better.
No. You just wait until what I come up with later in this episode.
Oh no. But so we'll get off the disappointments for now.
For now, we'll be back.
For now, we'll be back, and then we'll move on to the game of Gears 5. I played that.
That's definitely not a disappointing game.
That's not a disappointing game. So yeah, throughout the game, I liked the game all the way through, except for the ending where I just scratched my head and just went, "Why?" I just don't get it.
With the choice.
The choice and what happens. So the choice and the sacrifice. Let's just say that.
Yeah. This one we will be cautious about spoiling anything on, so don't worry, you don't have to skip
especially the choice. The choice, you just scratch your head and go, what's the point? I don't get it.
I mean, I'm guessing there'll be some sort of payoff in Gears 6 whenever that happens, but it's a weird one because of the two because of the 2 different choices you have to make. Like the impact of those is clearly more significant for one overall than it is for the other.
It is.
And that said, I didn't go with the one who I let die was the one that would clearly have a more significant impact on the dynamic.
Me too.
Because the other person is far more important to me as far as the story and the relationships and all that are concerned. But
correct.
They wouldn't have the same impact, I guess, technically, on the overall story. I wouldn't have thought. So it'd be interesting to see how they do it. Maybe they do like the Infamous 1 style thing, which they straight up looked at the trophies back in the day and saw, okay, the majority of people went with the good ending, so that's the path we'll take. So they might go with some sort of equivalent for that. Now, they didn't have achievements that said that corresponded to each different option, but maybe they'll have other analytics that shows that the majority of people did this or the majority of people did that. And maybe that's the path they go down, but that's a weird way to do it. Since they've never done narrative choices before.
No, I've never understood it. But overall, it's probably my second favorite Gears game. Because you're not beating
which one?
2.
Oh, because it's 2. Yeah, 2's the best.
You're not beating 2 by... I don't care if Gear 6 comes out, still don't care. You're not beating 2.
Did you lance it through a giant worm? Nah, then get out of here.
No. And the best part about it is that they brought back the Carmines for this one, which I was happy about. Because I don't think there was a Carmine mentioned in 4.
Nah, don't think so.
I'm very glad that they did a recap on what happened in Gears 4, because I forgot everything that happened. It's like previously in Gears, like, is that what happened? It's like,
but did you look at it and go, wasn't all that much in the end?
I was like, I know why I forgot about it, because it wasn't that good. There's like one important part through that entire game, which they did recap, which was the dealings with Kate.
Yes.
And that was it. Everything else, not important. And then we finished that game, and then I decided to move on to I don't know if you call it a more enjoyable game or just something where you just blow stuff up.
Oh, blow stuff up.
Story, and the story's not that great. And that's Just Cause 4.
Oh, is there a story?
No. All there is this part. It's like every other one. Just take over the island and kill the main dude. That's the story to every Just Cause game. Like I said, story's not great, but blowing stuff up, oh yeah.
Well,
it's the one thing they do good.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's been appealing about those games.
Everything else about it is just awful.
Who cares?
The acting, awful. Story, average.
But you get to blow shit up in cool ways.
Action though, in any way you want. And your stupid little grappling hook, which is physics-wise, probably won't be able to do it in real life.
No, there's
stupid stuff you do.
There's definitely no like realistic gravity to what they do.
But no one cares about that because it's fun. Nothing good about it. And that's all the fun I need. And then I finished that and same thing, ended it like, oh yeah, cool. Didn't really care. Like,
yeah.
So let's move on to the next game. So I thought I'd go for a more relaxing game with a bit of fun. Something I haven't played before. That's Ratchet and Clank.
No, it can't be the new one. You don't
PS4,
have
the PS4 one.
Yeah.
So I would guess it's a kind of reboot-ish.
It's a
but
weird.
Not.
It's a weird one. It was
they
a
make
movie
a mockery
tie-in.
of it. Yeah, but they make a mockery of it being a reboot. They're like, have we met before? Like, no.
Yeah, it's weird
because
it's all through Quark's perspective, so it's kind of like a retelling of it's a remake, but not because it's just his arrogant, stupid bullshit perspective. And then they lent into it by like it's a game based on the movie, based on the game, and that was kind of we'll just take the piss through that lens.
Yeah. Either way, I did like it. Just a lot of fun, a lot of quirky humor to their styles. Like he's on fire and he's actually just on fire. It's just those small little things. Just like, oh my god, he's on fire. Simple but funny. And the story itself, it's good. I like how it's told by the guy.
Better than Just Cause.
It's, like I said, any story can be a Just Cause story. It's honestly not that hard. My name is Mayo's got a better story than Just Cause 4.
Shit. Can't wait to set you up with what I got to tell you later. It's not My Name is Mayo 3.
Is there a My Name is Mayo 3?
I hope so, but there's not yet.
Not yet.
Bring it to the Vita.
Then I finished that game. The Vita. As well.
Bring it to the Vita.
Then I finished that game. Didn't platinum it. I don't know if it's probably easy, but I can't be bothered doing it.
I think it's easy, but I haven't got it myself.
I don't really care about it. But then I decided to go on to Darksiders 3. Now I liked 1. I liked 2.
2's amazing.
This is probably the biggest pile of garbage I've ever played.
Wow, that's rough.
Horrible. compared to the other two,
It's a Souls game, this most recent one.
I don't get it. It's not even. I reckon I played for 3 hours and I did not enjoy it one bit. And I really tried to enjoy it because I enjoyed the other two, which was Legend of Zelda type.
Yeah.
And then we decided to go, oh, hey, no one likes Zelda. Let's do Dark Souls. And I put it on like the easiest mode possible, and it was still hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the weakest of the Darksiders games as far as I'm concerned. That includes Genesis, the kind of top-down, isometric-y shooter style one. But I still felt like there was some redeeming stuff about it. But yeah, it's not as good as the others. And I hope that they don't go down the Souls path again. I do hope they kind of go back to more Zelda style stuff.
Because that was the fun part of it.
Yeah.
Where you could just roam around and not die every 5 seconds.
Darksiders 2 is one of those criminally underrated games that, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's like a Zelda game. It's as good as a fair few Zelda games.
Oh, yeah.
Darksiders 2, specifically.
Yeah. See, it had good combat as well, which this doesn't. I find it... I'm not sure what the point of a dodge is when you can't... When you do dodge, they can still hit you.
Okay, I didn't really have that issue.
Oh, I did. Or maybe I just wasn't very good at dodging.
Maybe not good at it.
Or maybe just the control... All the controls suck. I don't understand the dodges are R1 button.
Oh, I can't remember the controls, but...
Oh, I do. I was getting confused because I was trying to do like every other game.
Yeah.
Or the square. Like every other game that does it. Like the next game I played does it. Which is also a Zelda type game, as some people call it.
No,
that is Immortals Fenyx Rising.
Yes, good.
Yes, it is. Yes, you can say it's a bit Zelda-like. But no one ever talks about
specifically Breath of the Wild like.
Well,
more so than other Zeldas. It's more like Breath of the Wild than it is other Zelda games.
That's a lie, because the weapon system works.
Oh,
don't break your sword every 3 hits. But
yeah, okay.
But no one ever talks about but no one ever really talks about the part of what I would say, the Assassin's Creed Odyssey part of things. Where they sort of have that. No, it's sort of more the philosophy type of things, like your Zeus.
Oh yeah, the gods. Yeah.
Like the Greek gods and that. But I think it's just the whole story, how it's narrated by Zeus and I forget what the other guy is. Starts with P. I don't know my Greek mythology that well. Was I say Prometheus or something?
Yeah, that'd be.
So either way, it's just yeah.
I
don't know. I mean, I played God of War. I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I thought I should know enough Greek mythology characters.
Well, we've rattled some off, but I just don't remember.
Hades? No, that's a game. Apodemus? No, that's not even a word.
I don't know what you just said then. Keep talking about the game though. I'll find out the name in the meantime.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll click.
I mean, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, it was Prometheus.
It was Prometheus. I actually got that part right. But I think the conversation between those two about the story and just them just interrupting each other and just making mockery of just
unreliable narrator.
Yeah, unreliable and just making up just a bunch of crap. Like I think what was it? When you come up against the first like big giant.
And it's huge, and they're like, no, that's not huge, how it goes.
And then they shrunk it down to like a little giant. I was like, oh, that's nice. And then it just goes back
to kind of normal size.
Normal size you have to fight. I was like, oh, I don't want to fight it now. I saw it as a little small giant. It's just all those little things. But overall, yeah, I really enjoy it.
Good game.
It is a good game. And
one of the best of last year.
Ooh. One of the best of last year.
I had it in my top 10 at the end of last year. I couldn't tell you what my top 10 were now. I know I've got that written down somewhere.
I don't even know. I think all I remember is Doom and Tony Hawk were my top 2, and Tony Hawk was number 1.
Yeah, I mean I've got it in my top 10 from that episode, but I couldn't tell you what they were now. What was my game of the year last year? Oh, Last of Us.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, because I'm a shill.
I mean, you're a sucker for Naughty Dog games.
Dirty shill.
That's me done.
All right. So we mentioned obviously Death's Door, so we'll kind of pass on that. Monster Hunter Stories 2 is one I've been playing. In fact, I've been playing a lot of kind of JRPG kind of sort of games over the course of this month. Monster Hunter Stories 2, I've got the review up on the Player 2 website. Yeah, it is a JRPG at its core, but it still brings a lot of those Monster Hunter sort of elements across from the various weapon types.
Is it a turn-based game?
Yeah, it is a turn-based game still at its core. But it still brings across those ideas, like you can sever the Pooky's tail or something like that, because that's where all the poison comes out and all those sort of things, but then you need to use the right type of weapon on it. Hey?
That's where all the good stuff is in that tail.
Yeah.
All the materials.
So it's still kind of a matter of recognizing, okay, what monster am I against? What's weak against it, what's not, and quickly swap out your weapon. And then there's kind of like a weapon triangle in terms of they have a strength, like a power, a speed, and a technical attack. And all the different monsters will fit under one of those three categories, including the ones in your own party. So so there's kind of a Pokemon-y aspect to it in the sense
it's like Pokemon.
Yeah, so it's a fire type, so I want to use a water type, that sort of thing. Like there's still that to the whole thing, but you don't know what it is more often than not when you first see it. So you might come across Pooky, and I mean there's nothing that's necessarily obvious that it's a, I can't remember what type it was now, maybe a technical type or something like that. And you kind of discover usually by making mistakes, and then there's enough monsters in the game that you'll inevitably lose track of. Oh shit, that one was a speed type, and you've gone and used a power attack, which means that you're weak against it and you'll get your ass kicked and all that sort of thing. You're swapping out your monsties, not monster, monstie. If they've been if they're in your party, they've come out of an egg, they've been domesticated, they get referred to as monsties.
What?
Yeah.
Well, what is this? This sounds like Pokemon. You sure this is not Pokemon?
It's definitely not Pokemon. I mean, like I said, the Pokemon stuff kind of is that the combat element where they've got strengths and weaknesses, and they'll always have that, and you can kind of exploit them. And that's
go running around throwing a ball, do you?
Huh? No, you're definitely not. No. I mean, you can collect them all, for sure. Like you can get your equivalent of the Pokemon bank. Of your PC, full of all the different monsters. It's kind of it's like your farm, and you can kind of take, like, you've got your party of 6, and six, conveniently enough, swap them out and bring in other ones and all that sort of thing. Like you can do that at any point. There's not a huge amount of incentive to do so, other than the fact that the ones you find towards the back end of the game are just naturally stronger. You're going to find the more high end, the high rank sort of monsters, so you want to bring them into your party. But they're just naturally tougher. But yeah, there's a lot of obviously Pokemon comparisons, but it still stands up pretty well on its own. Again, with the weapon triangle and then the technique triangle, I guess, again, power, speed, and technical. Then there's the different weapons as well, whether they're kind of piercing, whether they're sharp, like your giant great swords, or whether it's blunt attack, and you've got to recognize what these monsters are weak to, and then use the appropriate weapons. So you're kind of switching things out. You're swapping your monster out in your party. So more often than not, you'll have another partner AI with you as well, and their monster as well. So you've got to factor in them as well. You can kind of get combo attacks. You can ride the monster. I hate saying monster. It's just a stupid word. It's a horrible idea.
Hurts my ears.
But you can you build your kinship with the monster, and then you can jump on its back for a paired up attack. So there's all sorts of cool little combos in there. But at the end of the day, it's a pretty safe sort of JRPG. It leverages those systems, and it works. I went back. Did you ever play Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons back in the day? So from Joseph Fares, the fuck the Oscars guy.
No.
So A Way Out, and then most recently with It Takes Two.
No.
This was kind of his first game back on the PS3 and 360, and they remastered it and put it on the PS4, and it was just kind of sitting there as on my PS4, been sitting there for years, just kind of in an indie folder of stuff that I'd go back and replay at some point, or play for the first time. In this case, replay it, and I just thought I'll take that for a crack, because it's only like a 5-6 hour game. Had a great time doing that. It's still as good as I remember it. Still messes with your head though, because do you know anything about it at all?
No.
So you've got the two brothers, and one is on the left stick and one is on the right.
Yeah. Okay, so I do now.
It's all well and good if you can keep the one who is the left stick on the left and the one who's on the right stick on the right. But if you get them accidentally crossed over as you're just navigating through an area, it just completely blows up your brain. It's not the game's fault. It's just like your brain just suddenly can't. Like I'm working with the guy on the left who's on the right,
Right, and then
you
you got
just
the guy on the left who's to your right.
So I just have to pause, swap them over, just shift them across so that they're back in the right spots, and then let's keep going again. But the game is awesome. Great storytelling in there, and very much recommend for anyone go if you've not played it before or it's just been a long time. It's definitely still worth playing / replaying. So go check that one out. There's two others before I get to that horrible crime that I've committed. But both games I haven't played a huge amount of yet. We've got other people that have reviewed / are reviewing the game. So Chris Tales, which is a JRPG. Conveniently enough, we got Chris from the team to review it as well. Chris reviewing Chris Tales, starring a girl called Chris Bell.
Chris Tales?
Yeah. Not like CHRIS, it's just CRIS. But it's still pronounced Chris, so it doesn't matter. I mean, the gameplay won't be up your alley, I think, for the most part, but you should go check out the way the game looks because it is stunning. But it kind of implements some Paper Mario style mechanics in a few different ways in terms of, like you've played Paper Mario games before? No. Some of the old ones on the 64 or the GameCube in particular? Nah.
I never got to it.
Okay, you're not a JRPG guy, but this is one that I think you'd get around. So definitely add them from the 64 and the GameCube ones in particular to your list. But
I'm not trying to find that. They're worth millions.
What can you? No, you didn't. You don't have a Wii U, so that's useless. And the Switch hasn't added 64 yet. So
yeah, I said if only Nintendo Online had their goddamn 64 and GameCube catalog.
Just get your shit together, Nintendo. Seriously.
Come on, Nintendo.
Some of the games they announced recently. I tweeted out about the three that I don't know, kind of no names as far as I was concerned, and I had one person at least come out to defend, and they weren't randoms who just saw me tweet because I didn't use hashtags or anything like that. They were all people who I know and follow. Every single one of them had someone pipe up and defend. I'm like, oh shit, okay, my bad. Just kind of shrunk back in the distance again. But Chris Tales is amazing. It looks stunning. It's got this cool time hopping mechanic which is great for kind of some puzzles and world building stuff, but also in combat. So the first time that you actually get introduced to it and how it works in combat, you can you're in the present timeline and you can jump you're in the present, or you can jump back to the past or jump forward into the future. And so what I found
like is Zelda.
Kind of, but not as really scripted, I guess. So in these just whatever fight you want, it was kind of introduced to me that, okay, this boss here, they've kind of got this impenetrable shield up around them and you're just not going to do any damage to it. But what you could do is use this water magic that one of these guys has on the armor, and then use Chris's ability to jump forward in time. So all that wet armor suddenly rusted. And now you can just beat the shit out of the person. And similar sort of ideas, like if you might poison an opponent, and I'm focusing on things where you're kind of fast forwarding here, but there's equivalent sort of things we're going back in time as well, where they're super young and now you just beat the shit out of them because they're weak as piss. But you poison someone, and where that might just take their health gradually in the present timeline, if you skip forward in time, they've suddenly now been living with this thing for 2 years or something like that, and
dead.
It's completely massacring in there. So it's just doing massive amounts of damage between turns. So there's some really cool stuff that they bring into the combat there. It's not just your standard JRPG, but it does make it kind of hard as a result, because you've got to think about this time variable on top of the normal strategizing you have to go through for the gameplay. So it's pretty cool. And I'm definitely keen to play more and look forward to Chris's review popping up on the website sometime soon. Chris reviewing Chris Tales, definitely no bias. The other game I've been playing, we already have a review out on the website, which I didn't know when I fortunately landed myself a code. But Ender Lilies, which is kind of a Metroidvania style thing. You're this little girl, there's some spirits or whatever that are kind of following it. Everyone else has been wiped out by some virus or whatever. And you just gradually... It's got a very Dark Souls kind of look and feel about it in terms of kind of the tone and the setting. But you're this little girl. Everyone's basically been wiped out. There's just these monsters all around the world now. But you've got like this spirit, and it does the attacking for the little girl. And then as you progress further, you kind of unlock other spirits and pick the ones that you want to bring out, and kind of your party of different 3 moves that basically just map to square, triangle, and circle for the different techniques you can use. And it all works fairly well. But I've only spent 50 minutes, I think, playing that so far. I'm super early days into it, but I'm liking what I've played, and it's reviewing the lights out on the various platforms that it's come out on previously. It's only just come to PlayStation though, for reasons that maybe we'll discuss in a patch topic sometime soon. So there's one other game that I'm playing. I only started playing today. It's embargoed. I can't discuss that, but look forward to hearing more about that game. It comes out later this week. Actually, there's 2 that are coming out this week that I'm playing that I can't discuss. 3, actually, because then there's Trigger Witch as well. But the one that I need to hang my head in shame over is a game called Funny Truck.
What?
Kieran from Well Played and Press Start fame tweeted out about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago now, that he said, there's this game, it's $1.40 platinum. And that caught my interest because I'm like, spend $1.40, get a platinum. Why not? What is it? It's called Funny Truck. I didn't need to know any more information than that. I'm just like, it's $1.40 platinum. All right, sure. And it's called Funny Truck. Great, I can find that on PlayStation Store. So I went and downloaded it. It took me 10 minutes to get the platinum. It's the worst game I think I've ever played.
Oh, wow.
And like, I will, as kind of stupid as My Name is Mayo is, I can at least defend that. Like, they're taking the piss. There's humor to the whole thing.
Yeah, he's dressing up. You dress up every 1,000 taps.
Yeah,
Dress it up.
well, you don't even have to. But yeah, if you're just chasing the platinum, then yeah, you do that. And it's funny. You're just tapping a major. Well, you're just driving on this random plane that's just got random platforms and shit all over it. Bridges that just randomly end and all sorts. And there's just I think there's just a whole bunch of people in the back of the truck. And you're just driving around and you're basically just swerving. I was just swinging the stick left and right, left and right, left and right while accelerating so that people would just fall off the truck. And as people are falling off the truck, I'm getting points. Once I got to 25,000 points, I'd thrown enough people off the truck for the platinum trophy.
Wow.
So yeah, we normally I make a conscious effort to not play video games around the kids at this point because, well, firstly, the majority of the games I play still have fairly violent in some way, shape, or form. The majority of the time, so I don't really want them seeing that. But this is one okay, it's going to take me 10 minutes. It's a game about trucks. Noah, my son, loves trucks. So, hey, he can just sit on the couch and watch. And so his very first video game that he's ever seen in action was Funny Truck. One of the worst games that... It makes Superman 64 look pretty good.
Oh, wow. That's
or Bubsy 3D. Or any of those. So this game is truly horrific. And I never want to go near it ever and ever again.
For $1.
But it cost me $1.40. I got a platinum and I went on with my day.
Yeah, well, I just want to go look at this.
Funny Truck.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's funny about it. These people aren't even saying anything. There's nothing humorous being uttered as they fall off the truck. It's just a bunch of people. You're just swinging the truck. It's almost like you're trying to fishtail it, and people are just flying out of the truck.
Maybe that is the joke. Maybe you're meant to be laughing at the people falling out.
I actually think what's funny is probably the developers that are looking at saps like me and Kieran and potentially you even that are going, "Ha! You bought our game. We've put 5 minutes of work into making this thing," and they know that there is a currency in platinums. So
they're just there at their little computer going, "Oh yeah, have a look. Some idiot just purchased our game."
I'm tempted to go check while we're chatting. I'm going to check PSN profiles, which is not the most definitive, because there's other websites that people might subscribe to. But I'm going to go to the game section and I'm going to search for Funny Truck. I'm going to see how many people have, just on that system alone, have played...
Funny Truck.
Oh, I just typed funny game. Funny Truck.
Funny Truck.
All right. So according to PlayStation profiles, and they've got 3 different trophy lists, which is mighty tempting that maybe I'll go and buy it with my US account as well. But and get another one. But there's 1,500 people that have bought it on like through the European store. There's over 1,100 that have bought it through the North American one, and there's another nearly 300 that have bought it from the the Asian region store. So, close to 3,000 people have bought this game, all at the equivalent of like $1.50, $1.40 each. That's a little bit of money for probably 20 minutes of effort.
It's the biggest scam in gaming history.
Yeah. So, and obviously PlayStation takes a little slice of that, probably like 10%, which is,
15 cents.
14 cents, 15 cents. But it's actually wouldn't be, it'd be 30%. But anyway, who cares about all that? That's another conversation again for another time about indies. We were going to save this for Damo, but we might have to have the conversation ourselves at some point in an episode. That's a rort. Those dodgy pricks.
They're laughing at you with their hundreds of 10-cent coins, just laughing at you.
Oh, yeah. Still, you multiply that out over 3,000 people, it's a little bit of money, and I'm sure this is probably not the only game that these people have made, so there's probably heaps of these little scams on the thing, and they're probably making themselves a decent chunk of change as a result. Not to mention if they put it on Xbox and people who want to get their 1,000 gamer score on that, and not the Switch because no one cares. They don't have an achievement system there.
No one cares. Nintendo
Everyone cares about achievements. It's just Nintendo don't care. So, and even like friend of the show, Buddy Watson, getting a sniff of me chasing down some cheap platinums the other day. I think he sent me a message on Facebook. He's like, "Hey, here's another couple ones that are like one was like 35 cents, and another was like $1.50 or something like that." He's like, "Hey, these are going to take you 4 and 18 minutes each." I'm like, oh, I didn't do it. I haven't done it yet. I won't rule out that I'll do it. But
so are you now just looking for bargain platinums? Are you?
No. I like that one.
Scraping the barrel.
No, I think it's that one novelty one every now and then that is, let's call it content, so that we can share, we can take the piss on the show here, and then
that'd be a great player 2 plays of My Name is Mayo, where you just there for 35 minutes just tapping a jar.
When My Name is Mayo 3 comes out, I'll do a full playthrough of that game
and platinum it in the
same video. Full playthrough with the platinum, which will be real tedious because it'll be like half the time it'll be me looking down at my phone reading the trophy requirements. I'm like, okay, I've 1,000 times.
And you just go.
Right now, I need to quick bounce into the menu, check this. Okay, keep going. Like it'll be one hell of a player 2 plays. But that's it. Like I said, there's 3 different embargoed games I've been playing. You'll see me talk about those on the patched feed in about 2 hours after this episode goes live, interestingly enough. That's one of them. So another review discussion that you'll see soon, and then a couple others that I've been playing, including Trigger Witch. So there's some cool stuff going on. There's some cool games coming out at the moment, but I would like for it to stop. I took a bit of a look ahead, and I guess this is probably the segue to games that are coming in the nearish future. I took a look at some upcoming releases because they announced. I was doing a news piece for NBA 2K22 the other day, and I was putting it all together, and I noted the September 10th release date, and I was like, September 10. Why does that ring a bell? And so I took a bit of a look at what's coming out in that date. Now I don't know that all of these will appeal to you, but the majority appealed to me, maybe unsurprisingly. And so on that date, where are we gone? So there's NBA 2K22, which whatever. Maybe I'll get a copy to review, so I won't make too much. But Life is Strange True Colors comes out that date.
Oh.
Tales of Arise, the new Tales game, comes out that date. EA announced that Lost in Random from their EA showcase the other day, which looks phenomenal, by the way. If you didn't check out the EA thing the other day, it looks fantastic. And WarioWare all come out on the same day.
What? Wario? Are we talking about the Wario?
Yeah, WarioWare, the new one.
Oh,
like the old WarioWare games? Shake It and Twist and all those sort of... Yeah, so there's a new one of those coming to Switch, and they're all coming on September 10th, so that's a shit show.
All on the one day?
All on the same day.
Did I know there's 364 other days they can put it on, or just thought, you know what, let's just put it on September 10?
Yeah,
just for no reason.
I mean, like 4 days later, there's Deathloop. A week after that, there's Diablo 2, if anyone wants to go anywhere near a Blizzard game at the moment after all their recent news. Death Stranding comes out at the end of September. There's like that Fist Forged in Shadow Torch game that comes out a few days beforehand, which is pretty awesome. And then August has got a fair few titles as well, which is probably the best segue for us to start talking about what we're going to be playing in the near future. What's on the cards?
Wow. Just finish off Immortals Fenyx Rising.
Get the plat.
No. I don't know. I haven't looked that far yet.
It's an easier, like you've gotten the Odyssey one. It is a far easier plat than Odyssey.
Anything's easier than the Odyssey Platinum. Let's be honest.
Go play Valhalla and get back to us about that.
Well, I've got that on Xbox, so no Platinum there. But I do have Assassin's Creed 2 on the PlayStation, so we can go back and get.
I want to go back and play some old Assassin's Creed as well. I'd like to find the time.
Yeah, I might do that, or I will try. I don't know how well I'll go with it, but get back to playing the shitty Witcher.
Oh, you're going to try Breath of the Wild again?
Try from the start, because I haven't played it for a whole year and a half, so I have no idea what's going on.
I think that was one of my New Year's pledges that I'd try to get
as well.
So, or maybe it was you and I just took that on myself.
Me. It was definitely me.
Maybe
don't know how well it's going to go.
Maybe I was riding on your coattails, but yeah.
Who
I'm
knows?
keen to hear how that goes then whenever you get a chance.
Then maybe also I'll try and play Detroit Become Human.
Yeah.
Just to change it up a bit. Just walk around and do some quick time events. See how that goes.
Detroit's amazing. Detroit's awesome.
Oh, is it? That's good.
Yeah, it's not quite as quick time eventy as. I mean, there's still lots of quick time events, but it's not quite as quick time event heavy as Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls.
Oh, that's alright.
Willem Dafoe Simulator 2016.
Dafoe. Elliot Page Simulator.
Yeah, 2012. Sorry,
2012. 2012.
It must have been that. It must have been that long ago. 2013.
That sounds about right.
Beyond
2012 sounds right.
Two Souls.
No, it feels like that.
It's gonna feel old.
I
October
feel
8th,
old.
2013.
I feel old.
Just before the PS4 came out.
Just before.
Yeah. Oof.
Wow. That's
But
depressing.
Detroit is awesome. So yeah, definitely go play. You'll enjoy Detroit.
Oh, well, there you go.
Any others?
Done. No, that's it at the moment. Maybe Assassin's Creed 2. Might go back. Since I've got, was it the Enzo collection? Or Ezio collection, whatever his name is. I can see those really weird eyes that everyone's been talking about for myself.
Yeah, checks out. For me, I mean, there's still a couple games coming out at the back end of the month. Obviously, it's just the timing of us recording this episode that means that, like, at the day this comes out, there's Neo: The World Ends With You, which I wasn't really big on. The World Ends With You on the DS all those years ago. Yeah. The style didn't really gel with me, but I tried out the demo that Square Enix put up recently, and it was actually pretty cool. So I'm keen to give that a crack. The Ascent, which is that 1 to 4 player co-op thing for Xbox, which we should totally, now that you've got a Series X, we should totally play a little bit of co-op with that. It's free on Game Pass tomorrow, as of when this episode, or tomorrow or Thursday, as of when this episode goes up. So go check that out. And there's the Forgotten City. Yeah. And then there's the Forgotten City, which is
game that we promised.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we won't make any promises.
No promises.
And then there's the Forgotten City, which was, recent guest of the show, Nick Pierce, who, of Dev Diary.
So what guest?
Not this show. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, just caught you off guard there. Well, there will be in about 2 hours when this podcast goes live.
Oh, yes.
But recent guest of Dev Diary, I should say, Nick Pierce. A game that he was working on, which originally was a Skyrim mod all the way back in the day. That then he broke out and kind of made its own, like it was I think like 3.5-4 million downloads or something like that. Skyrim, it was one of the biggest mods that the game ever saw. But he broke it off and kind of created his own game around it. Obviously, it doesn't have the fantasy setting or any of those sort of things because that would see Bethesda/Microsoft come knocking on the door with their legal teams. But
piece of paper.
It's got still the same name, Forgotten City, but it's kind of this Roman style thing, and it's got this really cool time loop where there's like a mystery that's kind of basically just turning everyone in the city into gold, and you've got to kind of unravel that whole thing, and you'll go through these time loops. You'll get killed. You'll get things wrong. You'll make mistakes and have to rewind all the way back through to the start of this time loop again, but you'll bring that knowledge with you. I guess a kind of Majora's Mask style concept in
It
some
just
ways.
seems like the new gaming thing now. Time loops.
I
We
mean,
got Death Loop. We got 12 minutes.
yeah. I guess, and that's one coming out next month that I'll be definitely keen to play. Yeah,
What,
but you're
12
right. I
minutes?
think there is a little bit to that because 12 minutes is out on August 19th. I'm keen to play Hades finally. I've had it on the Switch,
Oh yes.
but I haven't actually played it on the Switch. Waiting for it on the big boy consoles, and so it's coming to
Oh, yes.
PS4/PS5
Games Pass.
on August 13th. So I'll be playing
And
it there.
Games Pass.
I'm keen to try. You being the Tony Hawk fan that you are you keen to play Skatebird?
What the hell is Skatebird?
Oh, you need to go look up Skatebird. It comes out in like 2 weeks from now.
I want to know what this Skatebird
It's gonna change your life.
is. It Skatebird.
It's like an indie darling that hasn't come out. But like,
Am
it's
I
like
a
an indie
bird?
darling.
If I'm a bird skating, I'm on it already.
You are a bird skating. So, I think it's coming to the consoles. But it's definitely coming to PC.
It's on Steam. If only I had my handheld console to play that.
Yeah.
I so want it. It's on Nintendo.
Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and Windows. So it's not coming to PlayStation yet, from the look of it. But
PlayStation's
you've got an
missing out
Xbox,
everything.
so you're good.
Oh.
Oh wait, that says initial release date 2020. Oh, that'll be the early access. Anyway, I won't, we're both looking at a screen, so you can keep learning more about Skatebird while I keep going. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. I'll import all my trophies, and get the replatinum, but then go and check out the Iki Island expansion. Apparently, there's like 15 hours of new content there to go check out, so that'll be kind of cool. One that I've been anticipating almost more than anything else since the PS5 was first revealed is that Kena Bridge of Spirits. That comes out this month.
Finally.
I mean, it hasn't been. I guess it's only been a year, but yeah, Psychonauts 2 is coming out, and maybe
delayed.
Which one?
The first one. Because I said Kenya. Kenya? No, not Kenya.
Kena, as I discovered they pronounce it.
Was that delayed at one point?
I think that initially they were hoping for early in the year, and then it became August. So it got delayed. It got delayed to this month. Psychonauts 2, which is going to be great. Can't wait to play that. Matt Hewson had an opportunity to play a preview of it and interview Tim Schafer recently, so go check out some of that on the website because Tim Schafer's a legend, and I'm really jealous that I didn't get to chat to him myself. And if I get time, I'll play No More Heroes 3 because why not? Like, I mean, am I going to get to go with the whole jerking off motion with the Joy-Con like everyone did with the Wii? The possibilities, my friend.
So many.
I won't say anymore, but sit on the toilet to go to save your game, like all that sort of stuff. That pseudo stupidity. It'd be kind of cool. I'm not a big No More Heroes guy, but if time allows, I'll give it a crack. What about you?
You already asked me that.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did too. But you've added Skatebird and Hades to the list. That's for sure.
Skatebird. Yeah, definitely Skatebird.
Well, then, on that note, we'll wrap things up. I think I just went on far too long about the games I'm going to be playing, and that's what I lost track of what you were planning on doing. Good point. So if you enjoyed this episode of Patched, please be sure to like, share, subscribe. All the buttons down below. Hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to new episodes of Patched, Play 2 Plays, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. There's some awesome stuff there, so be sure to visit the YouTube channel and check it all out. Visit the website, player2.net.au for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series, Patch, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks, lower tiers early access, higher tiers monthly episode exclusives, and then there's Twitter. Matto, where can you be found?
At Matto_Phil.
But goes by the name Phil. Paul James Games for me.
Phil.
The website is player2au. Thanks a lot for watching and listening, and we'll see you next week. Got it right. Late game review is dead.